Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode right here at Mike's Mods and Customs. What we have today is our review and update on the 1972 Street Machine Group Build Nova for Blue Ox models. So, hang on tight. I'll show you how we got this far. All right, so I'm going to show you how I how I got to this stance. Um, there's a whole lot of I don't know what going on here to make this happen. But there's what I got. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. That might be a better shot there. Um, kind of hard to see because it's all black, but things are just kind of tacked together right now with white glue. But what I got going on in there is half of this. So this is a front crossmember piece from another build. And what I did was I used my jeweler's saw and I cut this off. I'm going to go get set up with the jeweler's saw. I'm going to show you how I did that. All right, so I went ahead and I did this a little bit differently than I did the first one. Because of course that's what we do as we learn, right? I just went ahead and cut that upright off, sanded that down smooth. So now I'm just going to take the jeweler's saw and just cut right straight down through here. Now I don't know if many of you guys have used one of these. They're really nice to have. I use it a lot on the die-cast cars. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. Just have to be very gentle with it. Just let the blade do the work. Hopefully I'm in view for you guys to see this. You gotta go back and adjust it occasionally. But you get a really nice smooth cut. Similar to a video I just watched of a review from Photo Etch saw blades. But there we go, we are through it that quickly. Gonna end up cutting into my little stand there a little bit, but this is the piece we need right here. Look at how nice and smooth it cut that off. So now I'm just gonna play with this positioning. Put this guy right in there. I'm gonna glue that on there. Gonna sand that down a little bit so it fits up a little bit more flush. So it'll be the same as the other side. So it needs to go up just a little bit more. I don't know if you can see that right there. Oops, sorry. Yeah, you can't see it. But I gotta do a little bit more modifications. And I'm gonna get that mocked up with some white glue. We'll see how that works. Okay, so here we are just a few minutes later, and I'm forgetting to do something that I've been wanting to add into my content, which is just the date of the current recording time. I had made this suggestion to another content creator, and I got to thinking, well, why don't I do it myself? So today is a Wednesday, October 25th. It's evening right now, about 7:30 or so. Just winding down after work. So there we are. I'm pretty comfortable with the fact that I have that to be exactly like I have that one. So now I'm just going to show you guys how I do this as the temporary affix, so I can make sure things are lined up properly before Mod Podge. That's what I use. It seems to be working quite well. I've seen people use just regular white glue. I've seen people use stuff like this, stick tack, which is like blue tack, very similar. I didn't like the way that stick tack stuff actually worked. I think this is a little bit of a stronger bond and still easy enough to take apart. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that on there. And I'm going to set this in place on the chassis. Fortunately, that is going to be it. Just going to let that sit there and dry and cure. And then just trying to eyeball it, see that the center line is lined up with the center line on that side. I'll get more picky with that when it comes to a permanent fixture. This is Mod Podge is just a temporary attachment so that I can then get the wheel attached there, and then I'll mock it all up again and make sure it fits. I may try to use a little bit of this undercarriage. I may or may not. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to think about how detailed I want the underneath to be. I'm thinking not very much. But my leaf springs are held in that way. Right now we have that stick tack stuff holding the leaf springs in place. And here's what I did with the rear wheels. Show you, I just took some styrene rod. What I did is I drilled inside the center of the 3D printed resin wheel a hole for this styrene rod to go into, and the same styrene rod fits inside the axle tube. So now that'll fit right inside there like that. I can get when I'm ready, I can get the width of the stance just where I want it, and then glue those in place. And of course, I'll have them painted black. I'm still have not yet 100% decided if I'm done with these wheels. I may do some more detail work to them. But anyways, that's how I did that. In the testing that I did with the rear shackles, I drilled out the shackles to give me different height adjustments to play with. And as it turns out, just the factory lowest setting is what I wanted. It's going to fit just fine. So we're going to let that sit and dry. And we'll come back and get that wheel mounted onto there. And then we'll go from there. So that's my update for today, Wednesday, October 25th. All right, welcome back to the bench. It's been a hot minute on my side, and it's been a YouTube magical second on your side. Today is Saturday, December 3rd? 2nd? Lost track of days. Things are so crazy around here. My working schedule as of December, or actually as of Thanksgiving, just gets totally wacko. I work in the package handling division side of UPS, so you can just imagine, as well as, well, the retail hobby shop. So both things get extremely crazy in December. Which brings me to the main point. I'm not sure if this is going to get done by New Year's Eve. I'm going to get close. We're 4 months in, and here's where I'm at. So the engine is done. No, not done. Engine is 90% done. I got the wires run. I went a little anal crazy, and I put the exact factory firing order for a 572 big block on these wires. Got the serpentine belt run on this one that comes from Iceman Collections, and I decided to do some plumbing on this one. So I don't know if you can see right here, I've put in a piece of styrene to come out of the upper inlet, so I can get a hose hooked up to that to go to the radiator. And on the core support side of things, on the radiator side, I did the same thing. So that's still a work in progress. We got to get the exhaust done. I've custom made from some tips from other content creators. I've custom made some cherry bomb glass packs that are going to go on underneath this thing. So I now just have to come up with some piping to connect all of it together. The chassis we have complete with the 3D printed resin wheels and tires on there. We had to do a whole lot of customizing here on the front end to make that happen. This is actually an adopted piece from another kit. We got the rear end in there. I custom made a drive shaft because of the 3D printed engine. I couldn't use the factory shaft, so this is a mix of the U-joint ends from the factory shaft and a styrene tube. That's still going to be painted and detailed. Air cleaner's still got to go back on top of the engine, of course, but to show you this, fits in there nice and snug. It's going to be an awesome fit. I just have to get that exhaust customized and done. Here's what I have for some of the accessories I'm going to use. This is going to be my 5/8 inch braided hose, heater hose to go to the firewall to the engine. And I picked these up at one of the shows. I figured, what the heck. Not sure if this has a rear view mirror on it or not, but I'm going to make one and put those in it. And well, I haven't really done much of anything with the interior except for primer it. So this is where it sits. I was really kind of hoping to do some fancy detailing to these seats and the interior trim, but I don't know if I'll get to that. So yeah, that's still needs the most amount of work to be done. What I've been working on the last couple of days, well, has been the body right here. This thing has been definitely a challenge, as it was stated it would be, and that's why I took on this project, because of the challenge of knowing what it was going to take. And I've just finished up a 2-day wet sanding process of these God hand sanding sponges. These are what I use to do all my wet sanding. And I started off with a 4,000 grit wet sand on the body, and I went 4,000, 6,000. I just finished up with 8,000. So this thing is now sitting ready to be just cleaned. I got to clean out the seam lines just to make sure there's no sanding grit in there, and then I'm going to give it the alcohol bath and let it set aside. So if any of you know this kit, you know that these fenders are not attached to the body in the molding kit. So that's where most of the work came in. So none of it lined up. So I think right now, as long as I don't look at it too closely under a heavy magnifying glass, it looks pretty good. So it'll probably be a 5-footer when it's done. This is the hood that's going on it. This is a 3D printed cowl induction hood that I just cut out the original scoop that was on there, that really big square one, and I molded this onto it and got the body work done there. So that's going to sit on there nice like that. The next step is going to be, after the cleaning process is done, the next step is going to be gloss black primer for my Turbo Dork color of choice, which I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be yet. I'm shooting for a purplish blue color shifting paint scheme. I'll actually insert a picture here. So there we have, that's what I kind of want it to look like. We'll see what happens in the end. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to make the deadline of New Year's Eve, December 31st or not, which I've already talked to Jason about it, not a big deal. But this is going to be my Blue Ox model 2023 Street Machine group build project. So I want to get this done. There's a couple of other ones that I think I want to join into that I don't think will be as involved and as deep. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to get through December here first. So that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out here with me for another episode at Mike's Mods and Customs.
And thanks for joining me here for another episode here at Mike's Mods and Customs. If you really like what you see here, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and maybe even share it along to a couple of friends of yours. Once again, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on the next one.